What's up, Cuzzy Wuzzies? You're listening to the Bay Ridge Boys, History Hyenas. Bad.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode, a special edition episode of Quarantined Hyenas, History Hyenas, with Chrissy Quarantine and Yanni Quarantine.
Yeah, that's what it is. I'm eating chicken quarantini.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we're not going to stop doing this podcast if me or Chris go to jail, or if there's a deadly virus that was brought on by the Chinese to deplete our population so they can take over the world.
It's not going to happen. Now, I do have, right off the bat, I want to ask, because they have stopped elective surgeries, which I get, but is a sex change elective? It's a medical condition that I'm the wrong sex.
Yeah, I think in your case, it's a mandatory emergency surgery, and you might have to petition the governor for him to make an allowance.
Yeah. Now, here's the thing. The baby does have a cough, and the baby's had a cough since Thursday, so she's probably carrying and gave it to me. Now, what's the statistics for white men going down with this? White healthy men.
Yeah, I think it's like AIDS. I don't think straight white men can get it.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
So that's why I have it, because I'm not a straight white male.
Now, let me ask you a question.
I have coronavirus, and that's why we're doing this. Because Mike is in the studio and me and Chris were both worried about Mike's well-being because we went to the studio and Mike gets coronavirus. Make no mistake, Mike Suarez is going to die.
Because Mike's had coronavirus this whole time. I mean, the kid's passed out on the podcast multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, Mike, you cannot afford to be leaving the house right now. We are super appreciative of your dedication to this podcast that you went into the studio because you're the one who can't get this because you can't breathe.
You're welcome.
Mike, can you hear us and talk back or no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Are you wheezing?
No, I'm wearing a mask.
Because now you did have whooping cough once in your life. Now, what's the difference between coronavirus and whooping cough?
From what I can, what I've read, whooping cough's way worse. Whooping cough destroys your lungs forever.
So, do you feel like you have destroyed lungs from your battle with whooping cough?
It feels different. I gained a bunch of weight because I couldn't exercise for a year.
Yeah, I think you got destroyed lungs from all the Slurpees and all the hoagies you eat, cuz.
Now Venetia's not cutting in because is she woke? Where's Venetia?
She hasn't said.
Yeah, she said in text she's being ultra precautious and she's got hand sanitizer and progressive ways to protect her. Cuz, let me ask you a question. I converted to Republicanism last week. Do you think that patriotism from that gives me an extra layer of force field around me?
I think there's two things and two things only that protect you from this coronavirus. One is the mask. Two is draping yourself in the American flag. There's no way that fucking virus can get through stars and stripes.
Yeah, I mean, because I live in an area now where I went to the supermarket and there was two things missing. You want to know what those two things were?
What?
Toilet papers and American flags.
It's what it is.
Yeah, because an American flag is like a stake for vampires right now.
Yeah, well, for me, and I'm still living in Bay Ridge, Brooklyn, where we're Republicans too, but you're
fucking surrounded by Eastern heavies everywhere.
Well, that's the thing. The thing is with me is not only is there's three things missing in my neighborhood. It's toilet paper, American flags, and Chinese people. They've went missing over the past few days, and I don't know what's going on, but they're not here. Yeah. So I think that, some of the guys in this neighborhood have taken matters into their own hands.
Now, listen, me and Chris have consulted, obviously, from our last episode, our coronavirus expert, Jessica Kierson, and she has told us what you need to do is go get yourself an American flag, like Chris said, wrap yourself in it. Then what you're going to want to do is you want to lay down, sing the Star Spangled Banner, and then pledge your allegiance to Trump, and the coronavirus will not be able to get into your body.
It can't get into your body. And I've also been watching a documentary on George Washington just to get my immune system up.
Yeah, because patriotism is what's going to boost your immune system right now. So, what you're going to want to do is just turn on Fox News and keep it there.
Keep it there. And can we just after this one, can we just say to the Chinese, that they could only eat hot dogs, hamburgers, and pizza. Can we just put them on an American diet for the next year and see if that helps?
Yeah, I think we could do that, and I think we could also just close our goddamn borders. I mean, you're frozen right now. The Skype has frozen. We've been attacked by the Chinese again digitally.
Oh, wow. It's like the best picture of them frozen, too.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I think that.
There you go.
I think we're being taken physically by Frank Rizzo, and I think the Chinese are attacking us digitally. I will attack.
Yeah, because everything just froze on my end.
Because you got cute fucking coronavirus hair.
It's what it is. Quarantine hair.
How's my quarantine fucking? Am I Yanni Yaya hair?
It's your Yanni Yaya hair, but you got to post your quarantine hair and get involved in the hashtag.
I'm gonna get right in on that. Is it spreading like wildfire, like the coronavirus is in
post your quarantine is spreading. Yeah, I get a lot of them, and people are getting mad that I'm not posting. It's like, listen, guy, and then people are like, hey, there's also been a couple of raisins that I've said, oh, this is my quarantine hair picture, and then it's just your dick. So what can you do? A couple of raisins have gotten into my DMs.
Now, the coronavirus seems to have hit pretty hard in Seattle, which is in Washington. I think, unfortunately, they just missed Portland. You're a little off from Portland.
Yeah, Portland. I wish they would have got people in Portland. I mean, listen, I don't want anyone to die. Of course, I don't want that at all. I want everyone to stay safe. But it's just like, yeah, Portland just could use a little, just fucking 1-2. They could just use a little tuning up.
Yeah, they could use a little reality check. Yeah, we don't want anyone to die. It's like, but it's funny that I think podcasts will continue via Skype.
Well, and what's interesting is I think that we made a decision last minute to not do the podcast, but we do the podcast from the Comedy Cellar, and they're closed. Liv said that they have to close. So, Mikey, could we even do the podcast at our regular studio next week?
Yeah, they're gonna make arrangements.
Yeah, okay. So just the club is closed.
They're still filming tomorrow for that Comedy Central show.
They're filming?
Yeah.
How can they film? I thought by tonight, 8 p.m., everyone has to close.
Oh, they're not open, but they're going to be filming. So I don't know how.
So what? They're going to have like a studio audience? They're going to do it with no studio audience?
Or something. I don't know. They're
probably just going to do the stuff from the table.
Maybe that too, yeah.
It's just good for our fans to know that no matter what happens, no matter if it's a pandemic, a nuclear war, an attack by Eastern Hemis, whatever happens, we will podcast.
We will podcast, and no matter what happens, you really can't kill the Jews. They just have ways of just yeah, Wei Shang-Chi.
Yeah, just say Wei Shang-Chi if we need it.
Wei Shang-Chi, I'm just kidding around. That was just a joke at the owner of the Comedy Cellar, Noam. I was just kidding around. It's just because Noam's had the club open for the last 2 weeks, but he hasn't been there. So his business was open, but he's been like, you know what? I'm not going down there. He's going to kill everybody. He's trying to kill Dan Natterman, and it can't happen.
Yeah. And, this coronavirus is definitely going to push straight on my marriage.
It's what it is. Hi, Mrs. Pappas.
Mrs. Pappas in the room, otherwise known as the History Hyenas FCC.
Mrs. Pappas.
Well, let me just tell you something right now.
She didn't want to say anything.
I got fucking cameras on my front and back lawn right now. I got the Nest installed. So I just got a fucking notification that there's somebody on my lawn. Let me go get my rifle. I'll be right back. Get off my property. I'm a Republican.
Now, listen, you went out to dinner last night. I saw from the Instagram for Verzi's wife's birthday. I mean, I hope that there were no Chinese around.
It just says someone was spotted on my lawn. You know what it is? It's just the guys working my guys working. I got guys working all over my house right now.
Now, are those guys staying 6 feet away from each other as they work?
Yeah, I mean, they're staying 6 feet away because they're Mexicans, so they're 6 feet below me anyway.
It's what it is. Now, what about the gym? You guys, gyms are going to close. What are you guys going to do?
My wife just got mad at me for that because they said that regular volume, but don't worry, they don't speak English.
It's what it is.
I can't sacrifice the jokes. I got to do them.
Now, The truth of the situation is being quarantined like this, you guys are probably going to make a baby. So why don't we think of baby names?
Because as long as the baby's trans, I'm good. That's all I want. Yeah. I just need the baby to be trans. If the baby's not trans, I'm going to throw it off the hill like the Spartans used to do.
Well, the good news...
Yeah, I'm not having a regular sex trans. I'm not going to have a regular sex baby going into the future. That's
an interesting question you bring up because when the baby's forming inside the womb, I believe it has both X and Y chromosomes. So it's kind of you start out trans.
You do start out trans, and you start out with a tail as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now listen, there's no Clorox or hand sanitizers at all anywhere in Bay Ridge, so we're going to have to figure out fun ways to make hand sanitizer. I'm wondering. Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Because I'm wondering, I don't know. What I do have, though, I was thinking about just taking all the antibiotics I have in my fridge and just putting those in water and washing my hands with that.
You could do that, or you could just stick both your hands in your ass because it's clean as a whistle. Because you keep it clean just in case you want to have anal sex. You clean it out with a turkey baster.
Now, the good thing about being celibate right now and not banging any toots is that there's nothing, when the medical field gets overwhelmed, there's nothing I really have to worry about unless I got COVID-19. But I don't have to, because City MD is going to close. And it's going to really fuck up. That's the hardest part of my week is not being able to go to City MD and say hello.
Yeah, that's going to be hard for you. But imagine how hard it's going to be for Hey Bert.
Well, I told Hey Bert to go to Vegas. I told him to go back to his family in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, Hey Bert's probably downstairs just waiting for you right now to get answers about his conditions.
I know. Well, that's why I said, Bubba's, you got to go to Vegas, be with your fam. And he said he would, but he's scared to go on the plane. I said, Bubba's, and get on a Greyhound and get your ass out there.
Yeah, because I don't know what you're doing on this podcast because the city and state government needs you. You've been called back up.
Yeah, because I've been called back up. I've been asked to renew my physical therapy license because make no mistake, people need their hamstrings massaged when they get COVID-19.
Yeah, so tell the people what happened. You actually got an email from Governor Pataki? I don't know who's governor.
Yeah, I got an email from the APTA, the American Physical Therapy Association, that said, hey, we've noticed that your license has lapsed due to the recent, medical emergencies or, pandemic, whatever they said. They said, we need you to renew your license. Now, we'd like you to renew your license if you'd like to do that. So I haven't responded yet.
Yeah, what are they going to need you to do? Just massage out old people? I mean, what do you got to do? You got to put your hands on somebody.
Well, I think honestly, what seriously what they probably want is respiratory therapists. I think that they want people who, after they beat this thing, they're going to need their lungs rehabbed and things like that. So I think it's not really for like athletics or children. It's like the older people are going to need respiratory care. But the truth is for me, like I can still give respiratory care because anyone, I just want to say this, anyone on the podcast who thinks they have COVID-19, just come by me and I'll kiss you on the lips and we'll just make out a little bit. And I'll blow air into your lungs.
Now, if you get called up, can I be your assistant or not? Or do I have to be Filipino?
Yeah. You can, because you got small hands too. That's another thing I noticed, but you got tiny little baby hands just like a Filipino. So I feel like you'd be a good assistant because make no mistake, you're Greek and white in every part of your body. Besides your hands, they're little Filipino hands.
I have delicate, let's be honest, fucking pussy boy hands.
You got little puss boy hands and it's okay.
Let's just be honest, because the two of us, you can look at our hands and know that we've never done any physical labor in our entire lives.
Not an ounce, not a droplet of it. Now listen, you're coming to Bay Ridge tonight.
I'm fucking coming to Bay Ridge, and I'm coming with my fucking American flag like a cross, and I'm running after Hemis to see if I can get them to fucking disappear.
Now, are you coming with your wife to Bay Ridge?
Now, my wife ain't going close to Bay Ridge. You crazy?
So, cuz, can I slip over?
Because we got to social distance. I can't have.
Yeah, what if we still go head to toe? But it's 6 feet.
Cuz you better be careful because if you fucking keep trying to get close to me, I'm going to slip a vitamin B in your drink.
No, no more B12.
Cuz we got to social distance. We got to social distance.
Cuz it's going to be hard. Now listen, what about the people who need comedy work and who need to work? I mean, every week, like if the government was saying that people, if they don't have $400 coming in, their whole life is fucked up. So how do we help them? What do we do? Should we give money from the Patreon? What do we do?
Are you still plant-based?
Yeah, I am. I am plant-based.
let me tell you something about what plant-based has done for your jawline. It's made it fucking cute because even on Skype adds 20 pounds, but you look like a fucking skinny mini right now.
I'm a skinny mini. Well, that's because I have coronavirus. But what can you do?
Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do, cuz I don't know what we're gonna do. I mean, there are a lot of people out there that need the work at the comic strip right now, and I don't know what we're gonna do.
Cuz we got to get the studio up and running from your crib. Now's the time that if it was up and running, we'd be good to go.
Yeah,
it'd just be me and you. But unfortunately, I don't know. I mean,
I want to build I'm building a studio up here. I'm gonna build a studio in my own apartment. I'm gonna build a fucking room for the baby up here.
Build everything.
Because there's Jews on my windows. I don't know what's going on.
Wow, wait, shut you in.
Yeah, I mean, just because you know what's going on.
Let me make no mistake. We spoke about this already, but make no mistake. I woke up today to about 5 messages from people being like, yo, your boy Yanni's wild. He dropped the N-word. I said, listen, Yanni quarantines will do what he wants.
Now, here's my question to you. Now that there's nothing.
Oh, you coughed.
You just coughed.
Yeah. Now that there's nothing to cancel, how are you feeling that you can't cancel anything? Because right now,
the thing.
You always feel good when you put
out what I told you before is you put out something that's just funny. Why Sean is just a funny character. Go to Yanni at Yannis Pops on Instagram and look at that character. It's just 10 out of 10 funny, and it makes people feel good. So nobody cares if you say in character something you're not supposed to say because there's an actual pandemic going on. So now that cancel culture thing, it doesn't exist because now we're like, hey, that's helping me. So forget about the bullshit. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think in times of emergency, I think a lot of those PC people, their powers go away because people just want to laugh. And then I think when times are really good, their powers come back. Because how are you feeling that you can't cancel right now? Like there's nothing to cancel.
Oh, you mean I can't cancel? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant cancel culture.
No,
I mean that I can't cancel spots or cancel things.
You can't cancel toots. You can't cancel spots. Everything's canceled right now, so you've lost your cancel powers.
Right.
You can't call up and say the baby's underneath the car. I can't make it.
That's true. Well, I'm back with my baby's mama, so.
Actually, you know what? Calling up and saying that you can't come because you have coronavirus sounds like something you would use before coronavirus happened.
Yeah, like the thing is, even me, this pandemic has exposed a lot of people. Like, even me, like I can't cancel on anything. Well, actually, no. I say, actually, the pandemic has given me all I have to do now is say, I can't cancel. I have a little bit of a cough and cough a little bit on the phone. But that's only going to last. Here's the problem with the quarantine. This is only going to last for about 2 weeks, even though we're going to need to quarantine for another 6 weeks. And people are going to start spreading it, baby. We're going to get out there. We're going to start spreading it. But listen, I need to look at the stats on who's the lowest probable person of having it, and then I'll go try to bang them out. Whatever guy that is.
Now,
because you're coughing a lot now.
I told you I got corona. But
what are you coughing for?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm laying down. I don't know. Maybe I got coronavirus. I don't know. But if I got coronavirus, I'm gonna beat it.
Well, I think you're probably coughing because there's people in your house that don't have U.S. passports.
That's probably part of the. That's probably part of the reason.
Wait, because make no mistake, if you cough, here's the thing. I want now, just because we're under quarantine and shit's serious, when we go into public places, if you're coughing a lot and you hold up a U.S. passport, I know it's not a coronavirus cough. But if you're coughing with no passport, we should legally be allowed to take physical action against those people.
Yeah, I mean, is vigilante law in place yet? I mean, what's the law situation right now?
I don't know. We have to ask Andrew Schultz.
Yeah, I mean, what's Schultz doing right now? Is he quarantined?
Because you know what sucks? We just started selling tickets, and now we just got quarantined. So it's just what happens with us. We kind of got hey-birded by fucking coronavirus.
Because when you hang out with Yanni, almost all of a sudden things just become almost.
This is the definition of a Yanni almost, is just us just really moving along and then just dead in the water.
Just dead in the water. By the way, if you're wondering, yes, that we forgot to say, since this episode will be coming out, this is the special quarantine history Hyenas episode. Both of our shows have been postponed. Our show, March 19th at Gramercy Theater, is now off, and it's being postponed to what? Do we know the date at all?
June 22nd is the new date as of now.
Okay, so June 22nd will be the new, and those people will get notifications and their tickets will.
Yeah, I think once things get back up and running, because everything's in disarray right now. Also, April 29th, we haven't got a new date, but that also is canceled in Norwalk.
Yeah, and we have some personal dates that have been canceled too. My Springfield
I'm canceled
date
through May.
Yeah, we're canceling. Everything's being canceled. We don't know what this is going to look like. So just check in with us. But, we will keep podcasting. I'm moving back to Bay Ridge. I'm getting a divorce.
Yeah, you have to walk out. It's what it is.
Oh, no.
It froze again.
You froze Chris.
It froze. Is this going to be are people going to be able to see this too?
Yeah, they're going to see his frozen face unless.
Oh, God, it's so funny. You just froze. Okay, now that we're doing a live Skype.
You froze too. I screenshotted it.
Yeah, I should have screenshotted yours, but now since we're doing a live quarantine episode, and you're a doctor, especially since you've been called back up during these times, and they need more doctors. You've been promoted to doctor. Ann Eileen and Lynn are crying. They love it. But I need you to check my prostate. Do you mind? Here we go.
Go ahead. Get me in there.
How's the flow?
Get the phone lower. Yeah, you got good flow, cuz. And you got nice, clear pee-pee.
Could you see it or no? Because if you see it, then we're going to get stopped by the FCC. But you couldn't see my piece, right?
I couldn't see your piece. Because you got a baby piece. Mike, am I legally allowed to show my open asshole on this or no?
I mean, it's going to go on YouTube, so it'd be easier for me not to. But
okay, because it'll get
now
flagged.
It's only us three looking at it, so...
Now, also, guys, I want to encourage everyone to go to patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. If you want extra content, I know that people's, aren't making money and going to work. So we're going to really pump up the Patreon to make it worth it for you guys. And of course, if you don't want to join, no pressure at all. We're still going to be putting out a lot of free stuff, but we're going to be putting out a lot of fun stuff. I would say by the end of this week, Yannis and I are going to meet, and we're going to get a lot of Sean Terry and Patrick Mulrooney content going, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, and by the end of the month, we should be on another network.
Yeah, that too. Mike, pack your bags.
Okay.
You're coming with.
Yay.
I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
We're just joking. No, because we had an ad read from my bookie, but then make no mistake, March Madness got shut down, so we will not get that money.
No, we won't.
Now, does everybody have money? Yannis, do you have money in your account to live for the next 6 weeks? Are you good?
Yeah.
Mike, are you good?
I'm good right now.
You're good? All right. You got enough money? What do you need from us, Mike? You need supplies to make enchiladas? What do you want?
No, our freezer's full. We're doing okay.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, this is a time where it really is helpful. It's a helpful time to be a Greek kid because Greeks are paranoid people. That's why when you go to a Greek diner, you ever notice you can't hand the money to the waiter? You got to walk up and hand it to whatever 96-year-old Greek guy's behind the counter. That's because we're paranoid. We don't let anyone touch our money. So for right now, I'm winning because I'm Greek and paranoid. I got lots of cash.
How much cash do you have? Just let the people know.
Yeah, I don't want to let the people know because then that's it. I just got security cameras installed. Try me.
I got about $400 in my wallet. Is that enough?
That's enough. I think that's enough for you and the baby, especially because,
But
the other side,
my baby's mama has scratch-offs, so that's good.
She got a lot of scratch-offs, and I think if you went over to your baby mom-in-law's house for $400, I think she's going to think that you guys got 4-year supply.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, what the truth is,
you got $400, but guess what? I got 14 Puff-Mop coupons to put in there with it.
Well, that's funny. It's my mother came over yesterday to disinfect the apartment I'm staying at, and then my, everybody was here. The baby was here. And baby's mama and baby's grandma and my mother came over and just started Cloroxing everything, and then she started Cloroxing them.
The thing is, we have to try to see if we can get that Iranian Puerto Rican video back. Can we at least put it back up on Patreon?
Should we ask her live right now?
Huh? Yeah, you want
to live on the podcast right now?
Oh, is she there?
Yeah, let's ask her. This could be the end of the episode. Yanni, can I sleep over tonight?
Wait a second. I had no idea that was... Do
you want to be on the podcast or no? Can I just ask you a question on the podcast? You don't want to be on it? Can I just ask you a question?
Ask me off camera.
Okay. The question we want to know is, can Giannis and I put the Iranian video back up on our Instagrams? Can we do it?
Do whatever the fuck you want.
What was that?
Do whatever the fuck you want.
That's a no.
This is the wildest episode we ever did. Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, I was just asked to leave.
We're truly a podcast on the run.
We're just on the run. Make no mistake, I may have to sleep in your shed tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't lying when you said you were back with your baby's mama. That's what it is. I mean, you are.
What can you do? We're in quarantine.
I had no idea that you were there. You're Chrissy. What did we say? You're Chrissy.
Chrissy conniptions. Chrissy what?
I mean, your eras. What do we call them? Most people have like eras. You have like.
Chrissy.
What chapters?
Didn't we call ourselves Chrissy? Did we call it Chrissy eras?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just like. Your life moves quick. It's just a lot of chapters. You got like if your life was a book, it would be a book. It would be Ulysses. I mean, it's a 4,000-page book.
Yeah, you never know where the story is going to go next.
It's a choose your own adventure. It's 4,000 pages. There's a lot of chapters.
Well, because here's the truth of the situation: is I am here at my old place, but it's because I'm dating her brother. So I'm really with Tio.
I mean, is what you just did walking in there and doing that. I mean, is this podcast even going to be able to go up now?
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. Wow. I mean, this is
now. Listen,
that made me laugh real hard.
And we're going to think of some wild Patreon content now.
Yeah. I mean, how are we going to top this? What's going on? I mean, who else is doing a quarantine podcast? I guarantee you'll see about 8 of them after this.
It's what it is. Stop stealing our ideas.
It's what it is.
Now, have you guys been exercising? What's been the exercise routine? Because I was thinking because Badass Academy and I are going to team up, and I'm going to start doing live exercise videos from my Instagram. Doing Instagram live every morning, exercise.
That's a really good idea. I haven't worked out in a week, and I feel horrible.
Are you sick? Do you have any symptoms at all? You feel fine?
I don't. I mean, most of my symptoms are mental as usual, you know? It's just, it's constantly, I have no symptoms, no, except I feel a little worn out. Is that the coronavirus?
Well, I think it's just mental. We're all mentally exhausted by this thing, you know?
Yeah. And I've just had I've had electricians. I got a floor guy here. I got a painter, and I had an electrician out here. I'm getting prepared for the apocalypse, so.
What do you want? Hold on. What do you want?
Something in the bottle. Do you want some?
Do I want what? Some wine? No, because I want to exercise first. Yeah.
What just happened?
Is this a 10 out of 10?
Yeah. What just happened?
Just got yelled at.
Well, you know what? We got a lot of people out there that really need a lot of cheering up, and you really put your whole life on the line every time is really what the people put their hard-earned money up for. And
yeah,
this should be Patreon, but they're getting this for freebie.
Yeah, so they're getting this one for freebie, but this is going to be one where it's like, if you want to see shit like this, we're only going to start putting on the Patreon as this quarantine continues.
Yeah, as it continues. Chris puts, just spins the wheel with his well-being and his life. That's just that you're going to have to pay for that.
Yeah, you're going to have to pay. If you think that I was wild with no quarantine, wait until I can't get outside the door. Wait until you put me back in my cage.
So right now you guys are quarantined together. I mean, that is a show right there. I mean, talk about a show. Imagine a show idea. It takes place during coronavirus, and you're just quarantined with you maybe
Jim, say hello.
I mean,
that's what it is.
Yeah, that's a show. Yeah, I mean, it'll be funny if like these guys who are working at my house, if we all just got quarantined and they had to stay in here right now, and I just had to live with these painters.
Yeah, I mean, because make no mistake, if you don't think that we're going to write a whole season of Bay Ridge Boys while in this quarantine, you got another thing coming.
Oh, we're definitely going to write it.
Are we officially in a quarantine yet or not yet?
Well, that's what I'm scared of. Right now, we're in this sort of informal where they're asking people, but now I think it's going to, because people, especially young people, just refuse to listen. Yeah.
That's an edit.
Yeah. I mean, you're really cutting it close.
Yeah. It's what it is.
Yeah, you're cutting it close.
And now I'm going to start drinking. So.
He's got red wine too. I mean, you're really unwinding, huh?
Yeah, I'm going to unwind, cuz just like a female does. I mean, I have a glass of red wine. I got my feet kicked the fuck up. I got my books. Here, I got all the books I need. We got a little Eckhart Tolle. We have You Are Enough, The Mastery of Love, A Brief History of Time, and Blessed in the Darkness and the Power of Change today. I got my red wine. I got this to stick in my pussy. And we're just going to be good.
You got your red wine. Do you have your blood pressure machine?
I forgot my blood pressure machine, but cuz here's a nice development. I went and got a sleep study. I went and got a sleep study. And my blood pressure is 121/77. I got acute BP.
Yeah, I mean, you're back to normal because it could be because of plants, no?
I think it's because of plants.
Yeah. Did you hear what I said or no?
Well, what'd you say?
Mike, did you hear it? Mike?
I couldn't hear it.
What'd you say?
I said, did the squeak leave anything?
Oh.
Yeah.
What are we doing, man? We push it too far, no?
Push it too far, yeah, but what can you do?
What, are we a couple kids who push it too far?
We're a fucking podcast on the run, and cuz make no mistake, I think that the quarantine, because here's the truth. Let me be honest, because I know the audio may be a little fucked up, but I know we're trying to do this from our phones, and we're doing the best we can. We will get better as this quarantine goes on, but we're here to bring people joy, people who are maybe going to get sick themselves, lose someone who gets sick. We're here to have a good time and have fun and just be like, hey, forget about the pandemic. Just come into our world where reality is just a suggestion and we'll have a good time. Now, why are you under the couch?
The phone just dropped behind the bed.
Oh, I thought you threw me under the couch. I thought the Mexicans were coming.
No. That's we're gonna be okay. But I mean, you don't know. Can you look under the chair? You don't know Squeak's still there.
Yeah. Let's check. Wait, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Listen. He did leave his cup.
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna be able to put this out.
Let's put it out. It's a pandemic. We have no choice.
Yo, yeah.
I gotta unwind.
Yeah, I mean, you're drinking wine. It's 2:00 in the afternoon. Are you okay?
Because I'm the housewife. It's what it is.
Now, let me ask you, because you're an anxious guy. How are you doing with this coronavirus? Are you nervous? Are you upset?
I'm not nervous. I'm obviously worried about. I'm worried about Barney Rubble. I'm worried about obviously his condition. With having diabetes and all that stuff, and I'm worried. So I he's keeping himself. I think we have to take preventative measures. Like, although I want him to, be able to see me and see the granddaughter with his health, I don't think I can. And also, I just don't want him to get too close to me because, I don't know if I have credit cards laying around. I don't want him to gamble away his Corona funds.
Right.
So,
yeah.
So that, and then also,
but if there's one thing I know, that even with the coronavirus and with the social spacing and the quarantine, with him, I'm pretty confident he's going to find a way in.
He's just going to, the kid finds a way.
He finds a way in.
He always does just find a way. So there's really nothing you could do. I mean, I'm worried about him. I'm worried about, obviously my mother, my Aunt Eileen, smoker. So I worry about family because I feel like, look, if we're going to get it, we're going to get it. All the statistics say we'll beat it and we'll be okay. But of course, nobody wants to get this thing. The only positive thing about getting it is they say if you get it, then you're immune to it. So that's a positive.
Yeah. Now, the real are we just not going to have haircuts with Stefano's quarantine? I mean, that's the real emergency. What am I supposed to do with my hair?
With my hair? Yeah, well, barbershops have closed now as of tonight.
Can we call Stefano on the 3? Can we call Stefano right now?
Well, like anything else, Italians are going to find a way to be criminals. Stefano said that even though they're closed, he said to text him and he'll tell us where we can go get a haircut from him. He's going to do it illegally with cash. And then so is Anthony. He's going to open up Badass at certain times when the cops circle the block and look, he's going to open up the gym for an hour. And he's going to have to pay in cash. So the criminals will find a way. Italians find a way.
Let me ask you a question. Is it possible for us to Skype in Stefano right now? Just ask him a few questions. Can we Skype him in?
Mike, is that possible?
I need his Skype information.
Yeah, I don't think a kid like Stefano has Skype.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Can we Skype in Venetia and check in on her?
If I had her Skype.
Now, because I'm hearing Zoom may be better than Skype, Mike. What do you think of Zoom?
It's the same thing.
Same shit?
Yeah, because this is what pay for.
On your end, this is working fine, right, Mike, from the studio?
Yeah. It all comes down to what wireless connection you have.
Yeah.
So.
Right.
So we're just right next to each other. How's my quarantine here, Mike? Do I look wild? Because I can't see myself.
No, you look fine.
Yeah.
I just put the subtitles on too. You can put subtitles on.
Oh wow.
We don't even need to pay Mikey anymore. I just put the subtitles on.
Put the subbies on. Now, Mike, can you make a video? Can we post some of the things that have happened on our Instagram and post this as a video?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got, because at my place, I got Wi-Fi, Verizon Fios, but since I'm at the Situations House, I think the Wi-Fi is Banco Popular.
Well, Mike, when he walks into the room to say hello to the situation, you know what I have to say about that is clip it.
Yeah.
Clip it.
Yeah. That's going to be like, if you want to see more of this, go subscribe to Bay Ridge Boys and check out the episode.
Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're just going to be recording. This is a special quarantine coronavirus, Chrissy coronavirus, Yanni Yaya here. We're just here. We're podcasting. We don't want to let you down. We're trying to social distance. And so we did not come in today. And so we're deciding we were going to Skype this episode, and you just coughed.
Yeah, I've been caught. Well, because I'm drinking a little bit now.
Yeah. How long have you been drinking? Since the morning?
I'm on my third glass. Yeah, it's 3:15. So I may be having a little more anxiety than expected.
Yeah. Sometimes you do just pop open. You just do pop open a bottle of red wine.
Once in a while, I pop on a bottle of red wine. I've watched Pretty Woman now. I'm not lying to you. Since Thursday, about 6 times I've watched Pretty Woman because it just calms me down. And I've asked the situation if we can name our new baby Vivian, and she said no.
Yeah. Here's the situation: is you're pretty lucky to be, I guess, singlish at the time. I mean, who knows? Because I've just been listening to fucking Glee for the past 4 days.
Because your wife.
I've been quarantined with my wife, and I've been watching fucking Glee. And if I had any suspicion that I may have been a gay kid, I think that any gay that was in me has been turned straight because I've had a fucking enough of Glee.
Now let me ask you a question:
I've had a fucking enough of Glee.
Has your wife's truffle bosses, have they canceled work finally? The truffles that she works for?
Yeah, finally, right?
8 p.m. on Friday.
Yeah. But the thing is, my next door neighbor's dog bit my dog, and now my wife hates my next door neighbor, so we got a situation.
Yeah, we got a situation. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. So you can't bite the dog. Yeah, listen. But the good
what we were
news
thinking is we were going to hire you to come up and maybe put a little of Chrissy D special in the bowl.
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I know. If there's one thing I know how to do is kill a dog.
Yeah, Jesus. It won't be the first time you try to kill a dog.
Now, how's Virgie doing with all this? Is Virgie getting his hairline tattooed back on, or is he not going to do that?
How do I turn the subtitles off? Yeah,
I don't know. You keep just taking screenshots.
Yeah, I think his hair, I think he can't get it tattooed on it right now. I think what's going to happen? Nobody's working right now.
Nobody's working. And cause honestly, we were talking about this before, but like the baby not being in school, like it's tough because it's like, as this goes on, like a couple of these parties, I'm just going to have to bring the BABI.
Yeah. I mean, we may be doing the next couple of weeks. We may be podcasting like this via quarantine.
Because we're not going to stop the podcast. But if you're going to come to Bay Ridge, then we can do it together, I guess. But the problem is we don't know who's got it. That's the issue. Is like we could both have it right now and be passing, and we don't know.
How wild is this that we're dealing with this? This came out of the blue too. It just let us know how comfortable we are that like it took this. I think this took a long time to register for a lot of people. Like, because it's such a paradigm shift you have to go through from living comfortably, doing whatever you want to like, oh my God, there's a pandemic. Everyone needs to stop doing what they're doing. Everyone's business needs to go on hold. Your life needs to go on hold. This is serious.
Because there's going to be people that commit suicide. Seriously.
A lot of old people are going to die. Like a lot of people have a lot of
social isolation. It's going to. I'm frozen.
Yeah. A lot of people have
social isolation.
Yeah, people have conspiracy theories, but you actually have a friend in Italy who's let you know what it's like, right?
My friend Francesco Facchinetti, who's like he's a famous comedian in Milan. I did the Ultimate Beastmaster with him. Fuck that show. I did that with him. And he is saying he's been under quarantine now for whatever it's been, a week and a half, 2 weeks, because he's in Milan, which is like the Italian epicenter. They have it the worst. And he said, we're all having quarantine parties, having a lot of fun. He said, and now it's not fun anymore. People are dying. He said the church in his neighborhood, they had to open it up to put bodies in there. So,
wow.
They say Italy has the oldest population in Europe, and that's mostly what it is. And I do believe that. But according to him, I mean, there's also a 45-year-old doctor in Italy who died from this. So, and he was healthy. So, right. But you got to understand the health, because elderly are at risk, but also the healthcare workers. Like if you're a healthcare worker, like I just want to say thank you for your service because you're in the fucking front lines getting the highest viral dose of this disease. Like if you or I were to contract it, the reason why we would most likely beat it is because we would get a low viral dose of it because nobody who has it is coughing directly into our face, most likely.
Right. But, am I laying like a girl right now?
Yeah, you're laying like Joey. You're laying like Joey Camasta.
Yeah. I'm comfortable like this.
You're comfy. Want to hear? I'll lay like that too. Hold on.
So basically the thing is, so people know, because I think we have a good understanding that it's really just mostly people are going to die. Unfortunately, people die with the flu. People die with all. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. This is going to be a classic epi.
Guys, Mikey, make sure you got to put a gay flag over that.
Oh.
Yeah, put a gay flag or a peach.
Can we legally put that up, or we'll get flagged because I mooned somebody?
I mean, you can put it on Patreon, but I blur it on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right.
Mikey, what just happened?
Go to patreon.com/BayRidgeBoys to see my unedited wart-filled ass.
It's what it is. So basically, the real reason is they don't want the healthcare system to collapse, right? I mean, because people are going to die, but people die with the flu. People die with everything. This is the thing. This is easy to catch. It's not that dangerous if you're healthy, but if you have underlying conditions, with let's be honest, that's probably about 70% of America is overweight and diabetic.
Yeah, I have underlying conditions. So basically, it's like this. The model that I saw is like this. They said, look, if 1 million people are going to get this thing when it's all said and done over the course, but you span that out over a year, then you'll be able to save a lot more. But it'll take a year for this thing to be gone, let's say. Whereas if 1 million people get it next month, so many people are going to die. The ones who are going to survive are probably always going to survive. But the people who are like on the fence, who now will die, but if you spread this out, they won't die. If you just look back to 1918 with the Spanish flu, St. Louis took the precautions and quarantined as we're doing, and they had such a low level of death, where Philadelphia were like, no, fuck that. We're going to have our Hoogies. We're not doing him. You can't keep it him. And a lot of people died in Philadelphia. Philadelphia was like the epicenter of the 1918 Spanish flu. So I think that's what it is. And the analogy that my friend, who's my daughter's godfather, who's an emergency room doctor, said to look at it like this. He said, look at the hysteria in the supermarkets. Everyone's going buying toilet paper and Purell, and there's nothing on the shelves, and there's a 2-hour wait. He said, imagine toilet paper were ventilators or life-saving ICU beds. He said, and we have a mad rush of people. He said, people are going to die. He said, it's funny to make a meme about there's no toilet paper, but it's not funny when there's no ventilator. So he said, that's why flattening the curve is so important, is because if there wasn't a mad rush into the supermarket, you'd have toilet paper right now. It'd be fine. It would be, you'd still maybe have a little bit of a line, and there'd be, Luke was like, I expect the emergency room to be more crowded than previous, but he was like, but nobody's going to die because we'll have the resources. But if we don't quarantine and everybody gets sick at once, then we run out of beds.
It's crazy to think that it's not crazy to think. I guess it's comforting a little bit to think that, and I don't know if it's comforting either. But anyway, it's cool to think that they knew to quarantine back then too.
Dude, they said in the 1600s. I mean, they say Shakespeare wrote stuff. Isaac Newton, came up with the theory of gravity. Like, all that stuff is when they were in quarantine from the bubonic plague. So I think it's common sense to quarantine. I think the difference is now, even though, yes, we don't have an antiviral drug that, will stop this, will stop this disease. You do have you take Tylenol, your fever breaks. Where back in the day, 300 years ago, like, the fever alone would kill you.
Right.
So,
right. And from what I understand, in Canada, they've isolated it, and I think they may have a vaccine already. It just takes about a year for the trials for them to work out the kinks, right?
Yeah, well, they don't have that many Trudeaus in Canada. That's why.
That's what it is. There's not a lot of Trudeaus up there. So really, there's not a lot of it's just a clear lane for those people to research.
That's what it is. And if you know what we're saying, then you know.
Then you don't. But yeah, supposedly in Canada, surprisingly, a lot of people say that their healthcare system is bad or whatever. And the truth is, they are always kind of on the front lines of pioneering a lot of medical research. I mean, I think open heart surgery, I think that was pioneered in Canada. If I'm correct, I think insulin was also discovered in Canada.
Because your hair is growing back. So just FYI, it is growing back.
Yeah, it grows back and then it goes away. I'm a strange kid.
It's what it is.
Francis Ellis said to me the other night, we'll have him on the
ripped.
He's ripped. He's a cute kid. He's about 6'5". He's kind of what the Fuhrer had in mind, unfortunately. Yeah. He looks like that. He looks like just one of those Ubermen that made Hitler poor. Is there a possibility that Hitler was just pawing a gay kid and he just went pawing for tall blonde men? Does anyone ever think about that?
Yeah, it's what it is. Nobody talks about Hitler being gay.
He was just trying to create more of the thing that he wanted to fucking move his monkey to.
It's what it is. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if I became a dictator, I would just want to have everyone look like Mrs. Pappas.
Yeah, but the only difference is you would want them to have a penis.
That's the only thing.
The only thing working against Mrs. Pappas is she doesn't have a dick.
Mrs. Pappas is laughing.
Oh, good, because I took a swing and I was nervous because I'm taking my life in my hands for these jokes for the podcast.
Mrs. Pappas is working right now. She has to work from home, which is interesting.
She has to work for the Truffles.
Her and Mrs. Bursey were talking yesterday because they both have to work from home. And it was really funny listening to them talk about how it's actually harder to work from home because you have to do deadlines and things like that. And me and Bursey were just sitting there going like, what time do you want to get coffee tomorrow? 10 or 11?
10 or 11.
I mean, because let's be honest, a quarantine for most people is just the way comedians live till about noon anyway.
It's just what it is. Yeah, we've always been under quarantine. Now, Mrs. Pappas and Mrs. Bursey, it's going to be nice. When are we going to have a triple date?
You got Mrs. Pappas laughing.
Yeah, we'd like to come up.
Stay away from my husband.
We'd like to come up. We've made pasteles. Wait, I can't hear. The mic's off.
Yeah, I think he muted it.
Oh, you muted it on purpose?
Yeah, I just had to let Mrs. Pappas in on the joke.
Yeah,
I had to let her know the joke.
Yeah, no, we're just gonna come up pasteles. We got pasteles.
Yeah, no, anytime.
Yeah. Yeah, because I've been coming up with a few more people now.
Thank God we have the security cameras.
Well, we got security cameras, so we're ready for you.
Yeah, do we have, because am I coming up with the allotted, I don't know what the maximum number of Puerto Ricans I could come up into your town with this. So do I have to let the governor know?
Yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to get into New Hampshire with that. Yeah.
Yeah. The governor of New Hampshire says no.
Yeah. And look, we just employed another kid, and that's just what we're gonna do.
It's just what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we missed Venetia. But patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys for more content. I'm sure we're going to hear from Patrick Mulrooney and Sean Terry during this quarantine.
Yeah, and then also I was thinking on patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys, if you guys want to go sign up now, the situation was talking about starting a Zumba class for the quarantine. So if you guys want to see that, we'll put that at the $5 level.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll
you guys
be there too, taking it.
It's good that you guys got just entrepreneurial ideas for the family to make some supplemental income during this hard time.
It's what it is. Yeah.
I think why don't you do what you should do like a combo comedy show Zumba night.
Yeah, I was thinking we're gonna do that. Yeah. And then
maybe you could do that at Spin XL. What's it called?
Yes, Spin FH, but they had to close.
Oh, they had to close. But maybe you could start a weekly comedy show / Zumba.
Yes, Zumba. Yeah. And then I was thinking about we're going to do that. Yeah, it'll be fun, and we're going to make it all ages and heights, so the squeak can come.
Also, if you run out of masks, you posted on your Instagram a great way to make your own mask. Maybe we can maybe we'll be able to post that on the Patreon. You froze. Are you still there?
Uncle Popular.
Yeah. Did you see while Chrissy's frozen? Were you able to see? Yeah, you froze up. But Mike, were you able to see? Chris actually posted a picture of a very, very inventive way you could create your own quarantine mask to go over your head. He found a picture from somebody out there who had a really good idea on how to do it.
No, I haven't. Let me take a look.
Oh, you didn't take a look? Yeah. Well, hold on. Wait, I'm going to check.
He probably had to take it down by court order. But the point is, we'll probably be able to get it up on Patreon at some point.
Okay.
Right, Chris?
Wait, what?
I said you probably had to take down the picture by court order, but we will probably be able to get the photo back on Patreon at some point. For people who are wondering what's a good way to get a face mask on for them to move around safely.
Yeah. And we came up with an innovative idea, where most innovative ideas come from 4th Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. Because they're working on a vaccine for this in Sunset Park.
I think that's right.
They said that you just need adobo and a crucifix.
That's all you need. That's what I heard too. Yeah, and that's all you need is a cantaloupe and those two things that you mentioned.
That's all you need. You need a cantaloupe, adobo, crucifix, and you got to play Daddy Yankee, and then COVID-19 runs the other way.
And that's just what happens. Yeah. That's science right there. I mean, we've been doing a lot. We've been very science heavy. The last 2 episodes, we've been very science heavy.
Oh, and the ice over the shoulder. Yeah.
Oh, they got to throw the ice over his shoulder, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Squeak forgot his pacifier.
Do you know the Greeks also spit over the shoulder for good luck? I mean, you're moving vegetables. You're just moving veggies.
I'm moving veggies. Yeah. And yeah, you got to throw ice over your shoulder. Yeah. And throwing things over your shoulder is what works. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got banged up last night. I had a bunch to drink and I had some short rib and I bought a cigar and I'm going to go outside and smoke it right after this because quarantine's starting out fun. But by next week, we're going to be eating each other. That's what it's going to happen.
It is. Yeah, so, Mike, we're gonna say, hey, we're gonna do the podcast in the studio, and it's gonna be to eat Mike.
Mike, you're gonna be the first to go because you got the most meat.
Okay.
Have you gotten the quarantine picture of the black guy who's got the hog?
Yeah, that's been going around. That guy's got a nice piece.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's a funny joke that has been going on. Everyone's probably gotten it by now. Everyone wants to know who that guy is. I bet you when this is over, that guy's going to be on Ellen.
Now, what are you guys going to do? What are you guys going to eat? Did you stock up at the grocery store already, or you've been ordering takeout? What are you guys going to do?
Yeah, me and Mrs. Pappas have gone to the grocery store and we stocked up on food. And we've just been eating. We've been eating pretty poorly. How about you? What have you been eating? A lot of empanadas?
Yeah, a lot of empanadas. No, healthy stuff. This is a healthy household. A lot of vegan, a lot of fruits, a lot of vegetables, you know?
That's true. Yeah. Yeah. So what are you going to do at your apartment now? It's just should we put a studio in there too?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, I mean, me and you both got studio. We both got apartments we don't use anymore.
Yeah, we could just, we both, we got studios. We got space. So
we got space. Yeah. Mike, if the top half of you wants to live in my place and the bottom half of you wants to live in Chris's, we can make that happen.
You do it the other way around?
Yeah. I mean, we can do that. If you want to just sleep in my place one night and his the other, we can do that as well.
Okay.
It's what it is. Listen, guys.
Space available.
Why don't we? I gotta go because the baby's coughing, and I need to help. I need to help with the Fanine outside. So
we're at 55. So we're good.
What'd you say?
Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys for extra content. Stay safe during this quarantine. Keep checking in. We will continue to do episodes, whether in the studio or not. The History Hyenas podcast will persist.
We will persevere. We will not be stopped. And if you guys want to go ahead and write on the Patreon wall, give me some suggested baby names, that'd be helpful. All right, I gotta go. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. And our shows have unfortunately been canceled. Now I can see my quarantine hair better. I mean, my hair is looking wild. But our shows have been canceled. Our two theater shows, Gramercy Theater and they've been postponed, so just stay tuned. You know what it is. We're brought to you by Lakeside Maple, lakesidemaple.com, promo code WILD. Go get a little bit of that. And we lost our sponsor. I just want to say for the last time, salute 9th Street Auto Collision. Thank you for your service. It was good to have you for this whole entire run. We understand, and we just want to say goodbye to you finally. And that's it. Is that it, Mike?
That's it. I'm going to splice everything else in there. So,
okay. Thank you, Mikey. Goodbye, everyone. And we'll see you next time. Patreon.com/Bay Ridge Boys. Peace out. Chris D Comedy. YannisPapasComedy.com. Peace.
Of course, always brought to you by Lakeside Maple. It's a trail mix. You put it up your butt. You go to lakesidemaple.com. Use the promo code WILD, W-I-L-D. You get 15% off your order. That's 15% right off your order. It's an incredible snack. Put in your oatmeal, vegetables, whatever you want to do. Kid's a great kid. 9th Street Auto Collision, Auto Repair Station, lifetime warranty on all repairs. You give people good deals on parts and labor. Everybody knows their address. Do you know their address by heart, Giannis?
Yeah.
What is it?
Not 9th Street.
133 West Hills Road, Huntington Station. You call 631-351-5300. You get free oil change for Yale Trump 2020.
Yep.
James Altucher, you just follow him at James Altucher. He's got so much money he doesn't care. And he's got a comedy club on the Upper West Side. Then this guy's a real schizophrenic. He's a new sponsor. His name's the Buckman Breakdown. He sent us about 3,000 messages about rewriting the ad. I mean, you're out of your fucking mind. His name is Gareth Buckman. He's got a bi-weekly podcast. He analyzes the latest news in MMA, economics, and financial crimes. I don't know what this kid, he's got a bachelor's degree in sports and exercise science and master's in financial planning. If you want an in-depth analysis of strategic, athletic, and anthropomorphic attributes of the biggest MMA fights, subscribe to the Buckman Breakdown. I mean, I don't know how that's a business. If you want an insider's look into global economic events and international financial crime,
I don't.
Subscribe to the Buckman Breakdown. I mean, you're out of your fucking mind, kid. Follow him he's also a professional photographer, because why the fuck not? I mean, this kid can do everything. MMA fights, financial analysis, fucking photographer. I'm sure he does stand-up. He's probably got a special. Yeah. He probably banged my ex.
Yeah.
At Gareth Buckman.
Yeah.
GarethBuckman. And thank God that's over.
Clip it.
Clip it. And then, of course, we got Theo's Feta Cheese, who tried to swindle out of some money because he's a fucking dirtbag from Brooklyn. But he's got feta cheese that's natural milk, cow milk, and it's got salt and probiotics and whatever the fuck else he's probably lying about. But it's got B vitamins and calcium. It's great for muscle, bone, and health and getting jacked. It's cow's milk feta. not sheep or goat's milk. It's naturally lower in fat. He was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. It's available to the public for 2 years, and it's already kicking the national brand's ass. You can purchase Theo's at your local Key Food, Big Y, King Cullen, Sea-Town, Superfresh, Bozuto's, any fucking store, but really just get it on Amazon. And the website is theosfeta.com. That's TheosFeta.com, theosfeta.com, whatever I don't care.